Hello children, welcome back again. So in the last session children, we have started with our chapter number 5, that is data handling. So let us continue today. So here I have taken one example, that is marks obtained by 60 students in mathematics test. Now you can see the table children. We have taken the class interval from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and so on till 50 to 60. Now we have already learned this grouped frequency distribution table children. The size or width of the this table should be same. So it is, if you see the 20 minus 10, it is 10. So the size is 10, right? The width is 10. So now suppose if I want to represent it in a graphical manner, I will represent in this way, okay, because it is a grouped frequency table, distribution table, and there are class intervals, right? So here children, I have shown this. This is if you will see this, observe this, this is a type of a bar graph, right? But there is a difference between the graph which you have earlier learned in the previous standard, right? So now here children, what difference we see is, if you see the first difference, that there is no gap between the bars, right? The bars which we have drawn here, there is no gap, and the class intervals is taken on x-axis. You can see over here, this is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and so on till 60, that is 50 to 60 class interval, and frequency is taken on the y-axis, right? So this is how I have represented this in a graphical manner, and such type of graph is called as histogram. I hope this is clear. When there is a grouped frequency distribution table we have, when there is a grouped data, so that time we can draw an histogram. Let us see one more example children. Now here age of 25 teachers in a school is shown. So here the histogram, it represents that is on the x-axis, it represents the class interval starting from 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45 and 45 to 50. And on the y-axis, if you see, it is number of teachers, that is the frequency is shown children. So between the age 20 to 25, how many teachers are there? There are 4 teachers. Between the age group 25 to 30, there are 5 teachers. Between the age group 30 to 35, there are maximum, that is 6 number of teachers. Between the age 35 to 40, there are 3 teachers. Between the age group 40 to 45, there are 2 teachers, and between the age group 45 to 50, there are 5 teachers. So this is how we read the histogram. Okay, now the difference which I have already told you between the bar graph which you have already learned in the previous standard and between the histogram. So we have already seen that the bars will be of equal width with no gaps in between. Earlier you used to give an equal gaps, that is of 1 centimeter or half centimeter, right, which you have drawn earlier in the previous standard children. But now here there will be no gaps in between. Okay, the range is divided into equal intervals. Now here if you see 20 to 25 means there is a gap of 5. 25 to 30, again a gap of 5. So here the range is divided into equal intervals. In this example, it is of 5. The gap is of 5, right? The range is of 5. In the previous, it was the range of 10, right? So this is the difference. Now next is height of bar gives the number of data or items in a particular group, and is the frequency, which I have already told. On the y-axis, we are taking frequency, right? Now one more thing you can see here now, that is a zigzag line, right? A jagged line it is called. It is also known as a broken line. Now what is the purpose of this broken line is, now children, let us move to the previous data. Now here you can see the class interval starts from 0. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and so on. Now if you see in the next example, now the number, that is age, begins from 20, not 0, right? So from 0 to 20 there is no value. So there we represent a broken line, and it represents that it has been used along the horizontal line. It is used on the horizontal line, that is on the x-axis, and it indicates that we are not showing the numbers between 0 to 20. Suppose the data starts directly from, suppose, 100 number, right? There are, suppose, 100 workers in somewhere we are working, and we are showing the data of that, and the number starts with 100. The class interval starts from 100 to 200, 200 to 300, with a range of 100. So this data, so there is no requirement of 0 to 100, right? So what we will do, we will give a broken line here on the x-axis from one gap, that is from 0 to whatever the next range we are taking, and directly now here you can start with whatever is your class interval, that is 100, what example I have taken now. So 100 to 200, 200 to 300, like that. So this broken line, it means that we are not showing the data between 0 to 100. In this case, we are not showing data between 0 to 20. Okay, so this is the thing. Here you can represent the scale also. That scale on y-axis, 1 centimeter is equals to 1 teacher. So like that. So these were the examples of histogram, and I feel that you have understood the difference between the histogram and a bar graph, which you have learnt earlier. So let us begin with our exercise 5.1, children. Let us start with 5.1, question number 2. The question number 2 says that the shoppers who come to a departmental store are marked as man, M for man, W for woman, B for boy, or G for girl. The following list gives the shoppers who came during the first hour in the morning. So these were the now data given to us who came in the first hour in the morning. So make a frequency distribution table using tally marks, which we have already learned in the previous lecture, children. Draw a bar graph to illustrate it. And bar graph also you have earlier studied in the earlier standards, and in 7th standard, and I have also taken a revision in the last session. So let us begin how to draw a table, frequency distribution table, everyone knows. So the first column you can see is of shopper, that is M for man, W woman, B for boy, and G for girl. So next column will come for tally marks, and last column will come for frequency. Now what you are going to do is, it will be very difficult if you keep on searching. So first make the columns, right? And now what you are going to do is, you will, suppose the first is W. So you will take a pencil or anything, you can just cut that W and go back to your table, and wherever there is W, draw a line. Alright, tally marks everyone knows. When one number comes, you will say 1. Next, one more if you find, you will give one more line. Next, one more if you will find, you will give one more line. So like this, you will give 4, and for 5, you will put a slant. So this shows the 5. Right? So likewise, you will keep on finding how many man are there, how many women, how many boy, and how many girl. So likewise, you will first draw the tally marks and then write the frequency over here. Now this shows 5 plus 5 plus 5, that is 15. Now women are 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 and 3 is 28. And here 5, and here it is 12. And if we do the total of this frequency, it is 60, which should be equal to what the number of here is given. This all should be 60. So that is how you can tally whether you have checked everything. Okay, so once you have done with the frequency distribution table, now the next they have asked to draw a bar graph, right? So this is how we got our table, that is man were 15, women were 28, boy were 5, and girls were 12. Now to draw a bar graph, we know first we have to draw an x-axis and one y-axis, right? On x-axis we will take shopper. On y-axis we will take number of people. And first you have to decide what scale you are taking, right? This we have already learned, children, in the last 7th standard, right? So this is what I'm taking. 1 unit length is equal to 5 people, right? When I draw this graph on a graph paper, it will look something like this, right? On the darker lines, dark green lines, you will take your x-axis, you will take your y-axis, and this will be the intersection wherever the x and y intersect, that is a 0 point. From there, I'm taking 1 unit length is equal to 5 people. So 1 centimeter, 5. The next one will be 5 plus 5, 10. The next will be 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. Alright, and then I will take the equal distance, equal gaps between the bars, right? First one was M, that is stands for man. It is 15, so I have taken a 15 and plotted my bar. So similarly, you will plot for W, that is woman, B for boy, and G for girl. So don't forget, children, to write the scale here, which is very, very important. Okay, and then name the x-axis, what you are taking on x-axis and what you are taking on the y-axis. So this is how you have to draw this graph on a graph paper. Okay, so children, frequency distribution table you can write in a notebook, okay, but graph you will obviously represent on a graph paper. Either you maintain a graph book or you maintain a graph paper, whichever is convenient for you. Put heading exercise 5.1 question number 2 and draw the graph. I hope this is clear. Coming to the next question, that is exercise 5.1 question number 3. Weekly wages in rupees of 30 workers in a factory are. And now these are the wages of 30 workers given over here. Using tally marks, make a frequency table with intervals as 800 to 810, 810 to 820, and so on. Now children, the previous was a frequency distribution table. Here they have told us to take a grouped frequency distribution table, and they have already told us from which number we should start the grouping, that is 800 to, the first class interval will be 800 to 810. The next will be 810 to 820. It should be continuous, children, right? Here it is 800 to 810. Next will be 810 to 820. Next will be 820 to 830. So the interval should be continuous, as well as the width, the range of the interval should be equal. So here you can see the range is, the width is 10, right? So this we have to now first draw a grouped frequency distribution table. Now you can see the highest number, if I see, is this is 898 over here, right? So till where my all class interval will come, the last interval will be 890 to 900, right? So this will be the last class interval. So let us start. So this is how your grouped frequency distribution table will be. So first column, you can see it is wages. So here my group starts, that is class interval starts from 800 to 810, 810 to 820, 820 to 830, 830 to 840, and so on till 890 to 900, right? And then again you will start checking from 800 to 810, whichever are the numbers. As I said, you can start cancelling one by one. You see the number, like first number is here 830. I will cancel it with pencil and I'll go here. Now where comes my 830? That is in this group. I already told it should always go in a higher one. Wherever you see this common numbers, that is 830, you can see in this group also. 830 you can see in this group also. So it should always go in the higher group, that is 830 to 840. So similarly children, one by one you will check all the numbers. First fill the tally marks, and then looking at the tally marks you can write the frequency. That is, here it is 3, 2, 1, 9 and so on. And you should check that whether the total of the frequency is matching with the total what is given in the question. So here you can see the total is 30. If we go back, here it is told the weekly wages of 30 workers. So yes, it is we are tallying with our question whatever is given. So that means we have covered all the wages given in the question. So this was how you will draw a grouped frequency distribution table. So this also you will note down in your classwork, children. Coming to the next question, that is question number 4. Draw a histogram for the frequency table made for the data in question number 3. Now just now we have made a data of the wages of 30 workers, right? Based on that data only we have to make a histogram, and also after making the histogram we have to answer the following questions. Okay, so first let us see how to make a histogram. So children, again this histogram you will draw on a graph paper. Okay, so here again I have drawn a x-axis, again y-axis. Now our first class interval starts from 800 to 810. So I will leave 1 centimeter gap and I will take my first class interval, that is 800 to 810. Now there is no data between 0 to 800. Right, 0 to 800 there is no data. So here I have shown one broken line. If you see here, from 0 to my first class interval, that is 800, we have no data. So we are showing there a broken line representing that from 0 to 800 we are not showing any data. Understood? And from next we will take our first class interval, that is 800 to 810. And similarly, now without any gaps, continuously we will take our class intervals. That is, in the next column it is 810 to 820, 820 to 830, 830 to 840 and so on till the last class interval, that is 890 to 900. We have taken this data on x-axis. And on y-axis we will take the frequency, and frequency is nothing but the number of workers. And number of workers, now you have to decide a scale. So looking at the data, scale which I have took, which I felt convenient, was 1 unit length will be equal to 1 worker. That is scale on y-axis. So you will mention here on the right side top corner, scale on y-axis is 1 unit length is equal to 1 worker, or you can also write 1 unit is equal to 1 worker. And then start drawing the bars. Now the first data which we got for first class interval was 800 to 810, it is 3, right? So what we will do, so 800 to 810 you will draw first bar of 3 workers. If you see here, I have drawn my first bar of 3 workers. Now next, from 810, class interval 810 to 820, how many workers were there? 2 workers were there, right, between these wages. So what I'll write here, I will take a bar of 2 workers. Can you see here? But see here children, there is no gap between the bars. I'm continuously drawing the bars. So this is how you are going to draw a histogram. I hope this is clear children, and you will draw the histogram in a graph paper. So better to maintain a book, or if you have graph papers, that will also do. So after now drawing the histogram, let us see the questions and answer that. So which group has the maximum number of workers? Now here I see the 9 workers is the maximum, the longest the bar I can see here. And which group is that? 830 to 840. The class interval is 830 to 840. So you will write below the graph, either you write or in the classwork you can write, that is 830 to 840 group has the maximum number of workers. The next question is, how many workers earn rupees 850 and more? So 850 and more. So which class interval should I begin with? That is 850 to 860, right? So here you can see, children, this one is 850 to 860, which is showing one worker. Next is 3 worker. Next is again 1 worker. Next class is 1 worker, and again the 4 worker. So these all number of workers I have to add and find out that how many workers are getting the wages more than 850. So this will be 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4, which is nothing but 10 workers can earn more than 850. Once again I'll show you. So if you see 850 means I should start with the class interval. 1 minute, I'll remove this, children. Yeah. So it should start from 850 to 860, that is this bar, which is showing 1. Next bar is showing plus 3 workers. Next is showing plus 1 worker, plus 1 worker, plus 4 workers. So let us add 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 1, 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10. So total 10 workers are getting are earning more than rupees 850. I hope this is clear. Let us move towards our next question. Third question says, ask that how many workers earn less than rupees 850. So let us see, less than 850. That means I should start from 800 to 810, 810 to 820, 820 to 830, 830 to 840, and 840 to 850. That's it. Now more than 850 I will not count. So this is 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5, which is nothing but equal to 20 workers earn less than rupees 850. So I hope, children, you understood how to read the histogram as well as how to draw the histogram. So very important is to understand the class intervals and how to draw it on a graph paper. Okay, so there should be no gap between the bars. Okay, and the class interval, the width should be, size of the interval should be equal. So that's it, children. For today we will stop here. So okay, sorry, one more question is there. So exercise 5.1, question number 5, just reading the histogram is there, children. Let us do this. The number of hours for which students of a particular class watch television during holidays is shown through the given graph. Answer the following. Now you can see here on the x-axis they have given hours of TV watched per day. That is 1 to 2 are 4 students, 2 to 3 are there are 8 students, 3 to 4 are there are 22 students, 4 to 5 are there are 32 students, and so on. Okay, so this is a histogram given to us. Let us see what are the questions. For how many hours did the maximum number of students watch TV? Maximum number of students watch TV for how many hours? And I can see my bar, the longest one is this, where the 32 students I can see here, children, right? And they are watching TV for how many hours? 4 to 5 hours. So since the bar 4 to 5 is highest, maximum students watch TV for 4 to 5 hours. Now here you will not draw the histogram, children. It has been already given in the textbook. You have to just read and write the answers in the classwork. So first question, the first bit answer is maximum students watch TV for 4 to 5 hours. Let us proceed. How many students watch TV for less than 4 hours? Less than 4 hours means it will be interval from 1 to 2 hour, 2 to 3 hour and 3 to 4 hour, but not more than 4 hour. So you have to now add 22 plus 8 plus 4, that is nothing but equal to 34 students. So you will write the answer in your classwork, that is number of students watch TV for less than 4 hours is equal to number of students watch TV for 1 to 2 hours plus 2 to 3 hours plus 3 to 4 hours, which is nothing but equal to 4 plus 8 number of students plus 22 number of students, which is nothing but equal to 34 students. I hope now it is very much clear how to read the histogram. How many students spend more than 5 hours in watching TV? Now more than 5 hours. So it should be in the class interval 5 to 6 hours and 6 to 7 hours. 4 to 5 hours will come less than 5, right? So we will proceed with 5 to 6 and 6 to 7. So how many students are there? In 5 to 6 there are 8 students. 6 to 7 there are 6 students. So 8 plus 6 is nothing but 14 students. 14 students watch TV for more than 5 hours. So this is how you are going to calculate by reading the histogram, children. So only answers you will write in your classwork. No need to draw this histogram because it has been already given in the textbook. So here we will stop, children. Exercise 5.1, question number 1 is your homework. So it has been only given some examples and asked whether we can draw an histogram or not. So just go through it and try to answer that. So that's it, children. So today we have seen histogram, how to read it, how to draw it. Try at home and draw the histogram in the graph paper. Okay, then it will be like you will understand it completely. Okay, and in the last session we have studied with the data representation, right? And then we have seen the frequency table. We have also seen the grouped frequency distribution table, right? So I hope now it is very much clear what is the group distribution, how to make it, what are the class intervals, what is size, width of that. So everything should be clear, children. That's it. So for today we will stop over here. Thank you.